Hey y'all! I'm here with Heather tonight at Wall Street Winery, and we're going to talk shop tonight and find out how she got started in this business. So give us just a few minutes. All right, let me see here. I'm going to start this. Is that Brad? Oh, I heard the echoing, so sorry. All right. Hey guys, it's your crazy ray of sunshine. It's Shell, your rolling MC, and this is Hitting the Streets podcast show. Tonight, I am here at Wall Street Winery, and I am here with Heather, the business owner here, and we're going to talk a little bit about wine. So Heather, please introduce yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Heather Hickman, and my husband Dave and I own this winery, Wall Street Winery. It's in Sherman, and it's on Wall Street. We're not very creative people, so but that way you can find us easily.
That's true. I love that. I know I have a lot of people who say, "Where are you going to?" I'm going to Wall Street Winery. Well, where's that? Wall Street. It's on Wall Street. We have a Wall Street in Sherman. Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about this business. So what made you decide to, and I know we've had chatted before, and you guys are from Ohio. So tell me, what made you decide to uproot yourself from Ohio and come to Sherman, Texas, and open up a winery?
Yeah, so actually about 3 years ago I moved to Texas for my real job, as I call it, the one that has to pay the bills. And my husband came down, about a year after I did, which is another story and another podcast. But
okay. We'll put that on the book.
Yes. But so when he moved down here, we were talking about what should we do. He was in IT previously. Again, I have my full-time job. And we decided, you know what, for date night, we used to go to wineries up in Ohio all the time. I traveled for business, so when I was home, it was just a nice, relaxing thing to do. And the people that we met at wineries, a lot of the wineries are independently owned, and we would love to hear the stories of how people got started. And, you know, I said, the year that I've been here, there was only one other winery that I could find at that time that had kind of fruit wines, and I'm all about sugar. So if you have to ask the sugar content, don't come to Wall Street.
And that's why I like their wine.
So when we're talking about what should we do as a business, we said let's do this, let's try this. So we just started researching and trying things out. We started out with just 3 wines. But the interesting part was when we made that decision and we decided to be here, we signed the lease in February. And of course, as everybody knows, in 2020, March is when COVID hit. Yeah, so we did not sell our first bottle of wine until September.
Wow.
So it was very interesting for us. We learned a lot during that time, but we are coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Yay!
So we're really excited about that. Our very first bottle of wine was sold here in Sherman, and it was at the Art Festival, which is coming up here shortly.
Yes, that's right. I think the Art Festival is September the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be our, that was our debut. We were giddy. It was hilarious because we had not sold any wine. We didn't know if it would work. We spent all this money trying to get going. And that night, I was working and my son was working and Dave was working, and Dave just kept coming back to the winery and getting more wine. And we thought we hit the jackpot. We thought it was this pot of gold. We made a little bit of money and were able to eat dinner that night. So it was wonderful. So it was the inspiration that we needed. It was kind of what told us that we were on the right path and we were doing the right thing, and it came at a really good time.
So let's talk a little bit about the wine. So guys, I know you heard her say that there was the sugar content, but I know there is one wine that you guys do have that is more dry than it is than the sweet ones you have. What is the name of that? Was it the Courthouse?
Yes, it's called Courthouse Red, and it's, when we get people in here that just, have that disappointed look on their face when we tell them what we have. It doesn't happen often, but we do get them. We have the Courthouse Red. Actually, when we started this business, we said if I won't drink it, meaning me myself won't drink it, we won't sell it.
Right.
And that Courthouse Red, it is a semi-dry wine, and I love the flavor. Again, not my go-to because I like sugar, but it's really good. And we've had a few other dry wines in here,
Sure.
and actually some that some sister wineries we put it in here to help them out as well, and people still pick it. That Courthouse Red over some of the
Sure.
Tempranillos or other things. So we've been very, very happy with that one.
So I have a question for you in regards to the wines, as we're talking about this right now. A lot of the wine, well, we have several wineries around here, and do you guys make this? Do you guys have a vineyard somewhere? Kind of tell me a little bit about how your wines come about. I guess that's what I want to say, how they're created.
Yeah, so no, we're way too old for a vineyard. Good gosh, we don't want to work that hard.
You mean you don't want to go pick and stop some grapes?
No.
I know Dave wants to pick and stop some grapes.
I try to get him to peel grapes and give them to me, but he won't do it. But anyway, no, so I have to tell, a huge success story was when we decided to open this, we didn't want to put a whole lot of money into production because we didn't know if it would work or not. So we contacted a couple wineries, and we're so fortunate that we had some that allowed us to be able to, use their facility. So,
Gotcha.
oh my gosh, they've been a blessing. And I have to say, during COVID, most of the wineries around here, we've just become very close in the sense of, we've been helping each other out. I've heard other wineries at some of our festivals talking about, we're short on these grapes and can you help me here? And everybody just kind of helps each other. And I think that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now,
that support system, and you are like the third person that I've had on this show that have talked about the support system, and that is so important during these times to have that type of collaboration and then the support system of people just helping you out.
Yeah, and the crazy part is, we know the least amount of information about wine as anybody in the winery business.
Dave's over there shaking his head.
Yeah, but we've learned so much, and we've had, like I said, we're very different.
Sure.
We're not a threat, so to speak, at all, because we do the fruit wines. Some of them are made from grapes, some of them are made from fruit. It just depends on what we're doing, and we've just learned so much. So when people are looking for wine, we talked in the beginning to make this a circle about our, kind of dry wine. If someone comes in and they're looking for dry wine and these sweet fruit wines aren't for them, we give them the names of some wonderful wineries that are around here.
Oh my God, yes.
Because that's where they need to be. I had someone tell me one time, because I've been before, I was always embarrassed that my palate was like sugar so much, and he said, is that a winery? And he said, Heather, whatever you like is what you like. If you want an ice cube in it, you can put an ice cube in it.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you want is fine. And again, that validation that we can be who we are and we can do things the way we want to. So if you like drinking sweet wines, hold up that glass and drink your sweet wine.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over there. I'm 2 drinks in again, y'all. Remember last Thursday? I was 2 drinks in. I'm on my second one again. And I think this is called sangria. Come on in here, Dave.
There you go.
This is sangria, and this is a wonderful, wonderful wine, y'all. Okay, so we talked a little bit about that. So tell me, where does your inspiration come from? We have a lot of small businesses around here and entrepreneurs. So what enticed you to do this? What was your inspiration? And I'm going to sip on this wine.
Yeah, so sipping on wine. So, we figured it's COVID and we like drinking wine, and so we're going to share it with everybody, and that way you're not a, closet drinker.
I'm not a closet drinker. I'm not a closet drinker at all.
No. But honestly, of course we're in this business because, we want to make money just like any other small businesses.
Of course.
But I will say, doing something that you really love to do and doing something with what you like to do is huge. 20 years ago, I asked my brother, I said, I want to invest in something. Tell me how to invest in things. And he said, what do you like? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, what do you like? Whatever it is that you like is what you need to invest in, because if you like it, someone else will.
That's right.
And so when we decided to do this wine, it was like, this is what we like. And so that's why we're putting our heart and soul into it.
I love it. That's a great story. So tell me, what has been one of your most satisfying moments here doing this business?
I've got to say, when we are able to help other people out. When I was a single parent at one point, I had 2 really good friends the first year that I was divorced that I couldn't really afford to get my kids good Christmas presents. And I came out, they said, follow me out. It was at work, and they had a van full of presents for my kids. And it still breaks my heart. It was so cool. So they said to me that day, if you get yourself back on track, which you will. They said, you have to pay it forward and you have to look for it. And since that, and
Yes.
honestly, my daughter now is 25 years old, I still think of it that way. So we have, artists that come in and we try to let them display their art. We've had artists that have been able to sell their paintings here. We had one that she's on our wine bottle, and she told us a story about how it inspired her. Now she's doing different things with it, and the more we can do for people like that, we don't, our winery is new, it's young, it's green, we can't do a lot financially, but we can try to help people just as you're doing.
Yes.
Right?
Of
So
course.
it's the same thing.
Yes.
The more we help each other out.
Yes. The more we help each other out in this community, it's the better. And I want to thank God. I was here last Thursday, and I did a show, and it was busy. And the lady that was here, the artist that was here, she was amazing. And she sold at least three paintings that I saw. Yeah. So it was really a great night. But you are so right. It's the support and the collaboration of the community and just being able to help each other, generating the buzz. And we were talking about that earlier. Something that I am I'm really into. I feel like that's important to support and promote small businesses.
Right.
And to take care of each other. We're in a small community. We can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I thought about this question. For those who are young entrepreneurs or starting out, what piece of advice can you give them?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, and this is going to sound weird, but you following your dream is great. However, you have to make sure that your dream financially makes sense, right? Because you can end up in a lot of debt, and you can end up, going down a rabbit hole with it. You have to really think it out and plan it out, and sometimes you can't have, have it all at once.
Can't build Rome in one day.
You have to take your time and think it through. And we were talking about this earlier. Sometimes you have to back off your dream and rethink your dream, right? And that's what I would say. Sometimes I see some younger people and older people that they keep getting financially in worse and worse shape because it's their dream.
Right.
And then they're in trouble.
Right.
So, always have your exit plan, but
or plan B.
Plan B, plan C, and the thing that you have to know is watch and be willing to change, right? And so, we started down a path of this winery and what we wanted to do, and I can tell you we changed our mind and our direction in the last year 3 or 4 times, I think, because you have to just adapt to what really works.
Adapt.
Doesn't mean you lost your dream, but you got a little differently.
And you have to accept what comes at you.
Yes.
And this is my next question. The challenges that we've had, even in the small community, of course, the whole entire state, United States is dealing with the COVID and the pandemic still at this very point in time. But how have you been able to overcome the other challenges that you guys have? What do you do to overcome those type of things?
Yeah, I think Dave and I do everything with a sense of humor.
That's why we love you, Dave.
Yes, I mean, we take things very seriously. On the inside, we want to make money. We want to do things right. We want to make sure we followed all the rules and regulations. But after that, I've said this from day one, is I want people to walk out with a smile on their face. So you come in here and you talk to Dave, and you either love him or you hate him, but you're going to walk away smiling. But you're good. but it's keeping that attitude, and the voice that we have. The number one thing we say is, we want you to drink our wine. We want you to enjoy the wine. We want you to enjoy the people. Now we want you to sell it too. But at the same time, we want you to have a good, happy, healthy environment. You can't get rid of stress, but how you deal with stress is big. And for me and for Dave, I think we pretty much, when we go to bed, we discuss things, and then you go to bed and you go, basically thank God that we're able to do what we did today, and we're going to get up and do it again tomorrow. I made a comment to my boss from my other job the other day. I said, every day when I wake up, I say to myself, this is going to be a good day, right? The first thing I do. And when you put yourself in that mindset, it's going to help overcome anything that day throws at you. You never know what it is. I mean, we didn't know after we signed the lease here that COVID was going to hit a month later.
That's
but
right.
I'm actually thankful in some ways because it made us rethink things and do things slower and learn the wine business a little more than we knew it. So good things come out of bad things. Sometimes you just have to sit back
And as long as you have a glass of wine or a bottle of wine.
Yeah. Two or three.
Or 2 or 3. All right, so I have one more question and then we'll wrap up. What are you most grateful for?
You know, there are so many things that we'd be here all night. That's another podcast. But right now, today, in today's world, and this is not political, but I am grateful that we live in the United States. I'm grateful that we can come together as a country. I have to say, not just, I want to talk a little more about, I'm praying hard for our soldiers and for the people, that are going through everything today and probably coming still. And I think that as a nation, I just want to, and again, please, this is not political, this is just, let's come together like all of us small businesses have, and let's wrap our arms around each other and get through what we're going through, and not point fingers. And
united we stand,
united
divided
we
we
stand.
fall.
Yes, and let's remember that. And that's what I
touch my heart. So,
yes. Cheers.
And cheers. Yes, I agree with you on that. Okay, so tell us, what are you guys doing in the future? Like, give me your festival information, and then once you give me your festival information, what you're doing, kind of tell us, please tell us where you're located and how people can follow you on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're old, and so we aren't really great on social media, but we do have a Facebook page. Believe it or not, it's called Wall Street Winery. Wall Street Winery, we put a lot of things on there. We try to talk about what's coming up in the next few days. So on Facebook, we don't tend to go way out. I just found that, people want to know what's happening now. We also have a website, believe it or not, it's www.wallstreet.
I've been on it.
Yeah. Everything's pretty simple there. We do try to keep that up to date, especially with the different wines that we have. We have summer wines that are out right now. We're just getting ready to go into the fall and winter wines and some great wines, so watch for that. And as far as festivals go, we try to get into festivals that are all over the place, probably within about a 2-hour radius. We're in Sherman.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we look for, but that doesn't mean we won't go further. And we like to do a lot of local things. So when I say local, I mean, Sherman, but also,
Denison, Van Austin, Grayson County.
Right, absolutely. So we have a lot of that on our plate. I think every weekend, I was talking to Dave, from basically this weekend on, we're busy.
Good.
Festival. So hopefully we'll see people there, watch our Facebook page, watch your stuff.
Yes. Y'all know I'm going to promote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you being on here. And Dave, we missed you tonight, but thank you for the wonderful wine.
Thank you.
And for having a wonderful wife.
Yes, it's that too.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in too. I am doing a live show here on Facebook. And yes, thank you so much. We will be following you on Facebook. And I know you have Instagram too. Is that right?
Try.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Technically, I think the answer is yes.
I don't know if it's working.
All right, guys. This is Shell, your Rolling MC, and